Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is a boy that said D. Thank you for the views that you've given me. I appreciate it. I'm glad you just taking again though. Let's talk about unemployment as you've seen the title. That occurs within our communities and what we see when a person does not, get employed. So it's the type of, thing that we experience within our societies as to, problems that are, that people are facing. So, like a certain unemployment as to, in the long run, what does it do to a human being, So yeah, man. And the reason for me to upload this video is that there are a lot of graduates out there, and there are a lot of graduations that we see out here, especially in this season. Okay, so this type of video is motivated by that. Ukuthi abantu abaninzi, are graduating, and some are already graduate, but the level of unemployment in South Africa is on another level. So it's so heartbreaking to hear that. There are people who've graduated, 10 years back, but they have not even found, anything that's related to what they had studied for, So, Landeleana, given emotionally, it's draining, So now there are many places whereas, in fact, it's a common thing that we experience. Ugutumtu is a graduate, and now there are no means for any income. So now Uvektre Ungaba had, graduated. For an example, this is a 10th year Ungaba had graduated. But Ungaba does not find work, So Uvektre Ungaba now is conducting what we call criminologically a delinquent act, meaning that are breaking the law. All right. Uvektungawa now, when's housebreaking, Ngaba is doing all of that. So the level of unemployment in South Africa leads to people to to do things that are delinquent. So where is it? Where the government is failing. Now the question is, could it be government's problem, or is it one's issue or problem that they need to face individually? Who is right? Because government implemented the education system to us. So now that we've completed what they told us to do, we can't find work. Whose problem is it? For the job scarcity, in South Africa. Is it our problem as graduates, or is it a problem for government? Because we can't be graduating at the same time we're not getting work. Because being unemployed, having a certain certificate that you had obtained, and you do nothing about it, and people try means to have an income, or so now good way, for an example, Ungaba criminologically, each and every delinquent act that is done by a human being, is there's a reason behind it, So judging an individual ngokuthi wenze something, of course it's wrong, but at some point you need to understand and find out as to what could be the reason for the type of individual to commit such crime, because sometimes abanye abantu, they don't commit lonto ngokuba bekhalela, but they have no option. There's no work, there's nothing at hand. There's no support, there's nothing. There's nothing. I'm not condoning crime, but when it occurs or when a certain individual commits it, sometimes you need to ask as to what's the reason for you to do this? So there are many graduates. People have got honors, some have got masters, but they're not working. It's so difficult for human beings to put education system as in a manner that it's the future for us. I still believe that education is there to program us as to think in a certain manner, that education is the best way to have a better life. But according to me, education system is there for the sake of controlling us and giving us faith that things might be positive. All right, because there are many graduates out there that they are unemployed, yet the government is telling us that we should go to school, but they are not opening doors for those who've graduated and got the necessary qualifications for that particular program. And it's so annoying. Why doesn't government let's say I as Unaba, my intention is to study nursing, for an example. Why isn't there that I know how to write my name, I understand, Isingesi, Nesxhosa? Why can't I be taken to a nursing school? Period. For imagine if I would study for 12 years, then I still have to go to varsity or college. After that, I don't have work. So the level of unemployment in South Africa is one of the reasons that people in South Africa commit a delinquent act. Not that I'm like ndithi kuya mayiqhubeke like ukophula umthetho and whatnot. I'm not condoning that. I'm not andikhuthazi into yokubana uthi uyi-graduate uvela sekuhlaleni ke within our societies into yokuba ayinguyena lo wayefunde ewuso, ayinguyena lo wayefunde eForter, ayinguyena lo wayefunde e-UJ, ayinoba nguye kaloku lo ulisela kangaka, not understanding as to there's what you call a reason behind each and every act that is happening within South Africa or within each and every individual. All right? So let us respect one another. Let us show moral support to each and every individual, because people are going through stuff and they don't communicate. In some cases, people even commit suicide due to the fact that they are not where they thought they would be at this present time. So let us, I think there should be a movement that the government should provide, a necessary type of grant for graduates that are not working. Because you cannot, at any given day or time, say to human beings or individuals that the best way of, for a better life and whatnot is to go to school. School is the best option for each and every individual in this world. We follow their path as they've stated as the leaders zethu. Which, okay, as they're promoting that we should study, now that we've studied, what are they doing? There's a high level of unemployment in South Africa. What are they doing? Why can't they find, solutions to this type of, problem that we're facing in South Africa, especially youth? Imagine getting a permanent job at the age of 35 or 40 years. How many years have you worked? Yet the government is giving us that. So I understand when I said, back in the days, I would not even understand as to why would an individual commit a certain crime. Yet people had done this and that. But the level of unemployment, and that person does not have support. And the best way for him that he or she sees fit, aphula umthetho. No, we're not, as he promoting the umuntu ophula umthetho. But when it has occurred, you need to ask yourself as to what could be the reason behind that act yalomntu lo. Ibuhlungu bantu wethu into yoba igraduate okanye ube graduate, or you have a certain skill, but the level of unemployment in this world is on another level. I sincerely ask you, criminologically speaking and also sociologically speaking, that when something like that occurs, you have to find as to ingaba lo muntu lo uhlalaphi nabani wenza ntoni, what can you do to help? Not that in the promoter ukolwaphula umthetho. Okay? But sifundisiwe nathi into kubana umuntu kuze enze into ngohlobo ethenze ngalo, umzekelo ophule umthetho, kunezizathu ezimenza ukuba enze nje kanjani. So sometimes when a person commits there, khawuhlala naye phansi man kumbuza ba imfondeni wazondigqilezela emzini wami, wazoba lento yintoni ingxaki. You hear stories ezingakwenza ulile. So the purpose of this video was for us to talk as to befundile nje abantu kangaka bengaqashwa. Ngaba wenza ntoni urhulumente ngalonto? Akho mnandi nyani guys. Ubone uTabani within ekuhlaleni. uTabani hayi makakufunde usu man uTabani. But uTabani ngoku seyichaya kakhulu ngokiziyobisi. Uzama indlela zokukhupha stress. Never at any given time or day judge a person, whether he's an alcoholic or he's a drug addict. Never at any given day. But you need to find a way as to communicate to that type of individual and find as to what could be the cause for him or her to to conduct themselves ngale ndlela abaziconducta ngayo. Masifundisane ukuphilisana noku-understanda, because at the end of the day, what commits people to do that is also in the pressure that we get within our societies as to, I'm a graduate, I have to have money because now the society thinks that she needs to have umsebenzi, or he needs to be working, he needs to have a stable job. The pressure that gets to a person's head, imagine all that pressure. Yes, ikhona la ntetha yakwaXhosa ithi suhoya abantu bana bathini, sibahoya abantu bakubathini. But sometimes uyazazi wena uba ufundile, uyile esikolweni, oneskill naso, kodwa awufumani umsebenzi. Seyitya wena ke ngawona xesha lokuba ubani uthini. And sometimes it could happen, it happens phofu into yokuba you find out ukuthi that particular individual, the best way uba nazi relieve that stress they're going through is for them to to buy no man, I can fumana isitifu noba zihlanu zawuziva nje ibe ngcono. Never be judgmental to such individuals. Ifana lento kuthiwa abantwana base-university bayanxila, that's a story for another day. But when an individual drinks excessively, okanye umbone ukuthi wayengumntana wayedecent wangena kakhulu eziyobisini, you need to figure out as to what was the problem. If you've watched my previous videos, is that I've stated Gucci, there are social developments. There's a social development in such cases. There are police in such cases when you've got a certain individual that is close to you who experiences such behavior. You could go to them and communicate and, and find solution for that type of individual. Because asizukwazi kaloku ukuthi ezintwana sizemva kwethu masifunde abanye abantwana abasemva kwethu mabafunde. What's the motivation to them? Zizophinda ndiyohlala elalini for about 6 years after I've graduated. Where's the value of education when it's in this level? People have got degrees, but they're not employed. I was a master's. I remember that Mamele radio the other day. Atlas says I've got a master's, but I'm not employed. What is it that the government is doing to make sure that the youth of this country is motivated into getting into education and also uplifting the upcoming generation as to, okay, utanqabzi ufundile, utabani bani ufundile, usisibani bani ufundile, umama bani bani ufundile, and lo muntu lo uyasebenza, even though it might not be the type or the exact type of career, but a stable job with, a reasonable income or salary. But the government is finding us dismally. Angomnqono wethu kaloku nathi into basiye esikoleni sifunde singalali across night and all that. Got to the end of the day, the level of unemployment for children or students or graduates. I am Bilan. So, what's the value? Where's the value of education in that? Where's the value of education in that? Bandakwethu. Ndiyacela ke ntozobawo, if you know a certain individual, or there's a post, share, because there are many graduates out there. Share, guys, share. It could be clerk, it could be anything that a person might need. We need to motivate this upcoming generation ukuthi ubhutbane befunde pipi, usisibane befunde pipi, uyaphangela ngoku. Noba uphangelaphi kodwa angahlali nabo phelalini. And at the same time, they don't even value you within your society. And like, what's the point of having education whereas uhlala nathi apha ekuhlaleni? So education system, I personally think it's a scam. But since we're where we are, it is what it is. But make sibambisaneni man. Sisharelaneni, the posts that are there, anything that would uplift one another. Rather than uhlale laleni. Kuthiwa asuka ugradile nje, ugrade nje, what is it doing ngalo grade yakho? So ndiyacela ke ntozoba masisebenzisaneni in that manner. Because I've seen multiple graduates in various universities, get graduate colleges, you name it. But work in South Africa is very scarce. Could education be the best solution for South African youth? Or could be a person should be independent from the get-go, as I just realize in a business, whatever. Ngoba abantu bacinga ukuqala business after they've graduated. Ungase ugovernment azama isolution yokubana xa ufuna ukwenza nursing yakho most nursing school, xa ufuna ukwenza teaching yakho teaching school, xa ufuna ukwenza ithile leyo sibe sifunda from grade 1 to grade 12. That's another story. Do you get what I mean? But it's my opinion, guys. You're allowed, to view out your opinion too. But zezidlumzi mvanje kuba kaloku sijongene nesimo. Weva. So ndiyacela ke ntozoba uma sihloniphane to that extent yokuba if kukhona ipost oyivileyo you share. Ayikho nhle into yoba i-graduate sihlale emakhaya this level of unemployment, umuntu skill, but there's nothing that's happening in his or her life. Umile. Seyiselusisa nebhokwe. And what I've noticed is that even those who never went to, varsity or college, but they've managed to have a source of income, they even, get silly to those who've graduated but haven't found work. You have learned? But ke kuyo yonke loo nto, guys, ndiyacela ngokusithoba okukhulu, let's respect one another. Let us masihloniphaneni, sibonisaneni man. Nabantwana abazemva kwethu bathi ubhuti man wahlala nje unyaka, usisibani wathi umsebenzi wakhe nantya, awumzamela umsebenzi phaa, awumzamela ubhuti bani umsebenzi phaa, kusetyenziswana. Remember one thing in this world. No one is better than any other one in this world. Izandla ziyahlambana mzoko wethu. If you know a certain individual, a certain post, thumelela a graduate that you know, thumelela a person who's not working, that there is umsebenzi apha naphaya. Unqabile umsebenzi, but our level of selfishness at times can overwhelm us, and uzibone ngoku songafuna ukuthi abantu bafike to that level. And it's a common issue that people face within their societies, into yokuba so that level of so there are many people those who are below them should reach their level. So it's a common thing that we experience within our societies. And the most important thing is that never force anything in this world. Be patient. I repeat this one. Be patient. Never force things. Okay? Because into zikaThixo will unfold themselves peacefully. You just need to sit back and apply for work. Izinto zikaThixo zazizela ngexesha lazo. Okay? So ndiyacela ke ntozoba man, ndiyabulela ngokuthi guys iviews zami ziyakhula. Ndiyabulela ngokuthi ni subscribe. The channel is growing like regularly. As I've stated, that we actually need 1,000 subscribers, guys. Make sure that you tell a friend of a friend to subscribe. Send the links, copy a link and send it to your friend of a friend. Do whatever it is that you have to do in order for me, to educate more people and talk to people about issues that we are facing within our society, As a social scientist, it's a must. What more can you do? So ndiyacela ke into zoba sihlangabezaneni, sibonisaneni, sihloniphaneni, sinqandaneni here and there. Kodwa kukho konke lonto masihlonipheni uThixo namawethu. Sizithande abantu abasithandayo. Don't force anything in this world. I repeat, never force anything in this world. Be you at any given time, at any given day. When it's for you, there's nothing that will come in between. When they are for you, you don't have to work hard for them to notice. But God will find a solution for you to be a better individual. I love you. I respect you. Make sure that you do like, comment, and subscribe. And see you in the next video. Peace.